Hello. While planting windows, I'm trying as a busy Zone 5A gardener in 2026. Well, in 2026, I'm thinking about using May and June as my planting window, like the beginning of May to the end of June. Anything I didn't plant within that window, like I shouldn't bother planting it unless I wanted to give it a try. And the reason is in 2025 I wanted to dedicate more time to annual vegetables, and I we have a bed. My husband helped me put a bed together, an expensive bed together, that frankly during the season I created other beds and learned from that as well. But I noticed that April, I did a lot of research, use almanac website as well to see when I should plant those vegetables, and starting in April for those cool season plants. But then in May, so that bed was ready and I planted in it. But then early May, I prepped the garden and planted some. So I started with radish, and I noticed in some other seed, but I just noticed that by comparing the radish planted in the bed and planted in the ground, the one in the ground that I planted around early May took off faster than the one that I planted in the bed in April. So, and when it reached May, that one started growing as well. So that just made me think, well, trying to think April I had to start planting those cool vegetables may not be necessary for me. Maybe because I mulch my garden, it could be on the cool side more than usual. I can just wait until beginning of May to just make my planting. So, and knowing that I have 2 months to plant my garden and be done with planting, and then I can just start harvesting. So because, and things that I planted after June, I planted in July and August, they didn't reach the maturity. I tried to use succession planting, try them to see if I can make good use of the garden, but it just didn't work well for me. It does not mean it won't work for you. It just means for me it didn't work, and maybe I had to try multiple times to see which way will work for me. But I just decided that from that experience, it's better for those things that I'm going to grow, it's better I grow them between May and June. By the end of June, I should have those things planted, and that way they will have time. So what I noticed, we are in Zone 5A, middle west. We are in Iowa. What I noticed is once we reach this summer solstice, when which will be sometimes in July. So when the date will become shorter and shorter and shorter, when that will start after, I think it will start after summer solstice, right? From that point on, plants tend to grow slower. So therefore, planting carrots in August, for instance, to be able to harvest it around first October, a carrot that will say 70 days maturity, in October, November, when I harvested, yes, I have carrots, but it was baby carrot. It was not like fully grown carrot. So for that reason, I thought if I want fully grown, if I want my things to reach maturity that I will expect from it, maybe those 60 days maturity, 70 days maturity they put on the package might be an average, not exact date. So therefore, just better for me to just focus on those 2 months to do my planting and let things grow throughout the season, and then I can just in summertime I can focus on harvesting and prepping and storing for winter use, rather than trying to see what is the next success plant that I need to introduce. And again, those succession planting might work if you plant in indoor, that you can take out and put at in some area of the garden that you have space. That will work for you, but I just didn't like to plant too much inside. I want to start some seed indoor, but once I take them out between May and June to plant, I'll be done with those planting. So and I like to give it a try this year to see, you know, how that works out for me. But it was just something that I discovered and last year, and I took note of it. So when you are doing those things, it's good you write them down, because you may not remember. So, and that was one thing that, you know, later, yeah, I had to go back to my notes to see what month I put down. And in fact, I put May 1st to June 15. So I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but I have it there. So it is a note that I had to make for myself around October, and we have the first frost October 22. So that is something that I had to write down as well. And it's good to take those notes when you are, you know, growing things in your garden, especially if you are new to growing. You know, I use the garden as a lab, so I like to observe those things grow and learn from them. So in fact, it's not even June, toward the end of June, but mid-June. So 1 month and a half to plant what I want to plant. Past that, pretty much know that I'm done with it. And then I try to record rains. Each time we have rains, I'll take note of that dates so that I can look back to see if how much rains we got during the, you know, the growing season. But yeah, so that is what I like to try this year to see how that will work for me with annual vegetables. Even though I'm not new to growing annual vegetables, I feel like I'm new to growing annual vegetables, because for most of my growing food years, I focus more on perennial vegetables, and I like them, and they are the one that I grow. But I like to, now that my garden is full of perennial vegetables, and I'm still introducing some, I like to see what kind of annuals I can grow as well to supplement my perennial vegetables. And that is the journey I'm going through. And I did that in 2025 for the first time. And of course, it's not the first time I grow annual, but it was the first time I focused on them after some years. And yeah, they are very different from perennial vegetables. They do not like weed, and they like care that I'm not willing to give them. So it is a learning process for me. So I'm going to try that May 1st to June 15 to see if I will have a better harvest this year. So thank you so much for your time. I like to say that I grow food not as a hobby. I don't garden as a hobby, but to save money in our journey to reach our financial independence, and I like to share what I'm learning with you in case you can pick some ideas to help yourself in your journey. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you for your time. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiabi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in soap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And growing your own food is one way to save money. At least that is my goal, to be able to save money, growing some of our own food, saving on grocery shopping. So thank you so much for your time.